first Lewis dot structure to be made is silicon 2, fluorine 2, and hydrogen 2. Silicon has 4 electrons. Fluorine has 7 electrons. And hydrogen has 1 electron. Multiply the number of the electrons by the number or quantity of each element. 4 times 2, 7 times 2, 1 times 2. Silicon has 8, fluorine has 12, and hydrogen has 2. These numbers are added together to get the number of total valence electrons. There are 24 total valence electrons. Divide this number by 2 to get the number of total pairs, which equals 12. Add together all of the unshared pairs, which are the 2 valence electrons on the same side of the element, and multiply it by the quantity of the element. There are 6 unshared pairs. 12 minus 6 is 6, which is the number of bonds in the Lewis dot structure. First, start with the central atoms, which are silicon. Since each atom has 4 electrons, the 2 that are on the same side will combine to make a bond. To make a bond, there must be 2 electrons on touching sides of the 2 atoms involved. Fluorine atoms are then placed on the left and the right side of the silicon. The side of fluorine that has only 1 electron will pair with silicon to make another bond. This happens on the left and the right sides. Then the 2 hydrogen atoms are placed on the bottom of the central atoms. Hydrogen has 1 atom which combines with the silicon side that only has 1 electron. Hydrogen needs 2 electrons to be pleased. There are only 5 bonds so far. Lastly, the single electrons on both of the silicon atoms will combine in the middle and create a double bond. Now there are 6 complete bonds. The next structure to be made is manganese 1, oxygen 4 with a negative charge. Manganese has 7 electrons, and oxygen has 6 electrons. Manganese happens to be a transition metal with 7 electrons. Since it has 7 electrons and it is a transition metal, it has 7 bonds. Manganese is the central atom. First, place the 7 electrons surrounding the atom with the single electron at the bottom. Then, place the 4 oxygen atoms around the manganese. The oxygen atom on the bottom makes a bond with the manganese. They each have one single side of electron with a spot available for a pair. On the other 3 oxygen atoms, just place the single electron side to be connected with the manganese and the other electrons in their usual areas. To fulfill the 7 bonds necessary, switch the oxygen electrons so that the unshared pairs are next to the manganese unshared pairs on all 3 of the atoms. This makes it double bonds on all 3 of the sides, completing all of the 7 bonds. The single electron at the bottom of the oxygen is in need of a pair. This is where an electron that was separated from its molecule now attaches to this one to complete it. To show that an electron has been added, the structure is placed in brackets with a negative sign on the outside to signify that an electron was added. This electron is now added to the oxygen atom and makes an unshared pair.